My name is SITI NURAIN AUNI. My metric number is 292858. Inflation means increase in the general price level of goods and service in economy at a certain period. This will cause the purchasing power to decrease, and the price increase can give the profit to the trader. Inflation is recognized according to the economy, and it measures according to the consumer price index. Why? The increase in the price of goods is assessed based on the consumer spending, which is not included in major groups such as food and non-alcoholic beverage. In addition, the fall in the value of ringgit Malaysia currency can also increase the price. There are two factors that cause price increases, namely demand inflation and cost push inflation. Demand push inflation occurs when aggregate demand increases after the economy reaches full employment. It can be explained by using the aggregate demand and aggregate supply. Why? Cost minus inflation occurs when the average cost of production increases. According to economists, uncontrolled inflation can cause economic recession. There are even effective measures to show the occurrence of inflation if the price of goods and income do not increase must occur simultaneously for a long period of time.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Puteri ANISS binti ABDULLAH. I'm going to talk about the objective of our study. The purpose of this study is to analyze the inflation rate in Malaysia from 2017 to 2021. Next, the study was also conducted to explain the factors that cause inflation in Malaysia from 2017 to 2021. In addition, the study was also conducted to identify the government's actions in stabilizing the inflation rate in Malaysia.
In 2017, the inflation rate showed 3.7% in Malaysia. Meanwhile, it has decreased by 2.7%, which is 1% in 2018. Based on the information we have obtained, it can be seen that the economic situation in Malaysia is getting worse. In 2019, the inflation rate has become 0.7% compared to 2018. In 2020, our country's inflation rate has reached its lower value of negative 2.9%. In 2020, the inflation rate in Malaysia has become a negative value compared to last year. Next, the inflation rate in 2021 continues to increase at a negative value to the maximum value between the selected year period, which is from negative 2.9% to 4.7% in Malaysia. This shows that the economic situation in Malaysia has gradually back to normal. When the year 2022, the inflation rate drops to 3.4%, it is 0.3% less in 2022 compared to the inflation rate in 2017.
My name is Nurul Amira binti AHMAD, number matric 287002. In this section, I will explain the factors that influence inflation in Malaysia from 2017 to 2021. First, government policy. Datuk Sri Dr. Muhammad Uzair explained in a media statement for the analysis of Annual Consumer Price Index CPI Malaysia, year 2021, the effect of the ceiling price setting of unleaded petrol by the government from March 2021 has caused a two-digit increase in transport inflation. Also, the termination of the monthly electric bill discount given to citizens, which ends in September 2021, also put pressure on the increase in national inflation. Second, an increased demand for goods due to increased purchasing power. This happened when the income increased, then the customer desire to buy is high. If the demand is high, the increase in the price of goods will occur and cause an increase in inflation in Malaysia. Third, increased production costs. When producers faced the problem of increasing workers' wages, especially in 2017 to 2019, when there is an increase in the minimum wage rate, the production cost borne by producer become higher. As a result, they have to rise price and inflation will happen because all of the price is rises.
The action of government in stabilizing inflation rate in Malaysia is our last Prime Minister, Dato Seri Ismail Sabri Yaakob, announced that the Cabinet has agreed to form a special task force to help Malaysian families face the rising cost of living. The main role of the special task force is to gather all information from the ministry, agency and the public, and to formulate strategy and coordinate actions to resolve issues relating to inflation, especially in controlling price hike more efficiently and effectively. Besides that, the last Deputy Finance Minister, Dato Muhammad Shah Abdullah, said such measures include price control on select goods and services, particularly through the provision of fuel and select food price subsidy, as well as electricity rebate for domestic consumers. Moreover, the government also taken steps to stabilize price on food items such as rice and meat. The government has made sure that people can buy food items and essentials at the price that they can afford. Lastly, government has decided to maintain the RON 95 petrol at 2 ringgit 5 cents per litre through the year. A total of 1.1 billion ringgit has been allocated for chicken and egg subsidy, which has stabilized the price of this good. The government has allocated 100 million ringgit for the Keluarga Malaysia sales program.
Hi, it's me again, Puteri Binti Abdullah. I will summarize what we have studied. What we can conclude here is there are possibility that the inflation rate in Malaysia at any year will rise and fall. Next, there are many factors that cause changes in the inflation rate, such as government policy and increased purchasing power. In addition, the government plays a very important role in controlling the situation. Various measures and strategies have been tried by the government to overcome this inflation problem. It is our hope that all parties, including the people and the government, are able to work together in maintaining the stability of the inflation rate in Malaysia in order to promote the survival of every community.